Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 23rd episode of Kentucky Go Digital Live and the second episode of our March series. I'm Courtney DeRossett, Chief Information Officer for Floyd County Schools, and I'm joined today with our Kentucky Go Digital team, Heather Warriel, Brooke Whitlow, and Elaine Abernatha. Hello, ladies. How's it going?
Hey, Courtney. Super excited for today's show. We're going to learn lots today.
We are also joined today with an amazing leader for Nelson County Schools, Joshua Whitehouse. He is the athletic director at Thomas Nelson High School, and we are very glad to have you. Today for the show, Brooke will be taking questions on our YouTube live chat, so make sure you drop in there, introduce yourself. Remember, if there's any issues of why you can't comment, go up and sign in, and let us know also what district you are from so we can know who knows watching the show and make sure that we get you connected. Heather's going to be on Twitter for any questions you may have. And Elaine is our go-to cameraman. She's going to make sure this show runs perfectly and hopefully it goes off without a hitch. But the main reason we're watching today is because of Josh, and he has been the athletic director at Thomas Nelson High School for 2 years. He has just been recognized as the 5th Region Athletic Director of the Year. He is nominated now for the State Athletic Director of the Year, and it's all because of how he is utilizing digital tools to help organize and collaborate and use them to make his athletic departments work smarter and not harder. Welcome, Josh, to the show, and take it away.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me on the show. It's really exciting to be a part of this team and to share some of the stuff that I'm doing. I'm pretty proud of, the stuff that we've done so far, but I know I've got a lot of room to grow, and I just hope that I can share it out and get more people involved in this growth around athletic management within Google tools. I think they're just so powerful and so efficient. It really can power our work forward, and so we can work smarter, not harder. We spend so much time, doing other things. If we can spend less time managing, collaborating, and supporting our staff, we could do a lot more for our athletic programs for sure. So, Thomas Nelson, as a school that started out in 2012, is really starting out and modernizing education. We thought about being Purple Cows, like I said, in athletics as well as academics. And in 2015, as it was in my second season of coaching, we've got this award as being a school of distinction in 2015 with our work in education and growth and how our kids grow each day through academics and athletics. It looked like, this rating here where we're top 10 in the state in high schools. Well, at that point, my journey kind of changed. It went from coaching to an athletic leadership role as an athletic director. It was a big change for me. I didn't really know how I felt about it at the time. It was a chance to grow. It was a chance to move forward. But I really missed my opportunities to coach and lead that way. But I'm glad I could at least still contribute as an athletic director. So with that, I always thought about why. Why am I here? What's my goal? What's my vision? What's my mission of what I'm trying to do? And really, why do I coach is the biggest question I come to every day. I challenge myself and our coaches to think about, why are you leading? It's our mission to create positive sport experiences that enhance the character and skill sets of all of our student athletes. So to do that, though, I was going to have to get organized. And Google Tools and Google Apps for Education allowed me to do that. There's so many things to consider, though, in terms of organizing: schedules, rosters, contracts, compliance with the KHSA, communication, and so much more. It's like if I were on the computer, my brain has too many tabs open with these kinds of things. So as we dive into Google Tools, I said, yes, let's check this out. Let's figure out how we can throw all of these systems or create these systems within Google Apps.
And Josh, I hate to interrupt you, but you also teach 5 classes a day. So I know if you're watching this, one of the main reasons I think that you are so successful with these tools is because you have to be. You are juggling really 2 jobs, and anyone that's ever been an athletic director or a coach and you're a full-time teacher, it's not like you have all this time. So you have found a way to get it all done with excellence, but also do all of your jobs to that standard, not sacrificing quality.
Yes. So really it started out in 2015 as I had to teach 6 classes a day and figure out what I needed to do to be a good athletic director. The first full year being an AD, I still was learning all the things I needed to do. So I jumped in and just tried to get organized. I started with a sheet I call the game sheet. I've shared it out to other athletic departments and schools. Really just helps me organize all of my games each sports season. and it helps me think about the roles and tasks that come along with each game, the things I need to do. Not only is it a good organizing sheet and a tool to use, it's collaborative in nature where you can share it. It's very hard if you haven't really dove into the Google apps, you really can't understand the power until you get in there, the linkability and collaboration that these documents offer. I can link this sheet to my blog for my school, which is here. It looks like this. I can link it to the right. My community can click on it and see. It's just there on the right. It says spring athletics event schedule. People are going to be able to go to that and see all those different events. Not only the people in the community, but our administrators and office staff, teachers, students can all have access to that sheet. So it's that collaboration and ability to share and link it to different other sources so other people can consider it. It's really effective. So really it looks like 316 unique student athletes we have to worry about, 18 amazing, remarkable coaches and program leaders for our 20 different programs to really build community. That's what we're really focused on. And these sheets and these Google tools and Blogger all really connect all those different things that we're trying to do and really cut our time down. Some of the more old school guys out there, they either keep a binder or a paper schedule, things that only one person have access to. With Google Apps, you can share those different sheets. People can edit it and change it and add to the work that you're doing, and not all just rely on one person with one piece of paper that has to be recreated. Even as a file on a computer, you have to download the file and you have to, change it and then send it back and mesh all those different copies together. With Google Tools, you're all able to collaborate on all those different tools together. So I think that's probably the most effective piece of our Google Apps for Education. So this is our 5th Region Athletic Directors Association blog I created this year. It got our guys organized around, not having to email each other for a certain source of information or, hey, what did we do last meeting or what's coming up. I've just put it on a blog, and you can have multiple editors, and you can have the links to all your different documents. The resources on the right are Google Sheets, and they organize all the information for our association. Contact information, assigning secretaries, all those people we need to get in touch with. Also, the rotations for who hosts what sport when for those district and regional tournaments. It really helps out organize all of our information in kind of a one-stop place. So, like I said, I use the game sheet, which is a Google sheet that helps organize all of our programs. Each program has a blog, and it's linked there as well. Each coach or program leader is tasked to manage a blog and create a source of information for their community. So if it's the football leader, he would make posts and link resources like schedules, practice schedules, stat records, and things like that are interesting for the community into his blog. Again, this game sheet is all one. It's kind of like an Excel sheet, except it's collaborative. You can link your blogs and any other documents there. So this is just one tab of the game sheet that helps us connect all of our programs to our community.
So your coaches have their own blogs for their sport. That's all connected to one place. So ultimately, leadership, teachers, they can look at everything that's going on for every sport from that one sheet, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome.
Yes, the sheet has multiple tabs as well for different situations. So the Connect tab, as I have labeled here, I would bring up my whole game sheet, but there's a lot of info on there. It might be overwhelming, and I don't want to shout out a bunch of phone numbers on here and just to keep everything confidential just so you can see the example. But the Connect tab is one tab, and then I have each sports season, fall, winter, spring. They're each a tab that you can select and look at and say, this is what the spring schedule looks like for us coming up. And you'll see all the different games from all the different sports and events that are going on. And then I'm able to manage those events by scrolling to the right where you see maybe like on here, you'll see like off to the right, each cell has a different a task that I would have to do to make sure that the game is ready to to happen to go on for our school.
Hey, Josh, I just want to hop in real quick. We've got several live viewers out here on YouTube. We have Allison Gregory and Chase Goff, and Allison Langley is watching with my special friend, Brent Thompson, who is the football coach at North Hardin High School. So big shout out to Brent Thompson. Jamie Chenault, she said, love this. Josh Whitehouse leading the way. # fly and defy. So we've got lots of viewers out there, but I have a question for you. Are we allowed to see one of the sports blogs? Is that allowed? Can you click on, like, just seeing that it's a hyperlink to something else makes me want to click on it and see it?
Yeah, Josh, I was going to ask the same thing. The football blog, and then, of course, the girls' soccer blog is a really, really good one that I know you share with people from time to time.
I'm going to click the football blog here. It says it's working, so we may have to catch up a little bit with the bandwidth, but their blog is linked here. Some of the blogs actually have me on as an editor so I can support some of their growth if they didn't know Blogger very well, if they're not in the school. The football leader is a strong leader here. He's been here since day one. He's an OG, we call him, an original general.
So let's go ahead and say his name. Big shout out to head football coach at Thomas Nelson, Mr. Kyle Boblet, representing.
Yeah, Kyle's done a great job leading. He just a little on-field shout out. He just took our school to the first ever football playoffs this past fall. Really proud of his work and really pushing our kids to grow every day. He takes on every kid just so they can work to get stronger, faster, and more tough, mentally tough as well. But this is his blog, and we're just so proud of the work that he does. He just links all of his different things here. You can see like our athletic handbook, the rituals and traditions that he's planned out with his team over the years, over his 4 years of leadership. He has a team vision, and these are all linked as well. And I would bet that they're going to be Google documents or PDFs. Here's his huddle video here. So this is a highlight that he's linked from Huddle that he created for his team. It may not load up for us, but I'll go on to the next example. Team calendar, current varsity roster. I don't want to click on those. I got kids' names in there, but as he updates his schedule, it's on a doc, and he's going to edit that and make sure it's transparent for all of his community to see what's going on.
I just was curious who the audience was for each individual program blog. So like that football blog, is it meant for the players? Is it meant for the parents, teachers, or is it everybody?
Well, we use the term community. Really, it's for the team, which is the players, the parents, and fans. It's also, our administration gets on there and checks it out. I check it out and just see what's going on with the blog. Really, anybody who wants to access it. It's also, our athletic blog is linked to the school website. So then they go to the athletic blog. If they want to see football, they can go to it from there as well, and they're able to see that. So really, it's anybody who's interested in athletics and wants to see what our team's doing.
I plan to stalk this out as soon as we finish the show, by the way.
It can really be a dynamic web that dives deep into many different layers. Really, the game sheet really started out between I was the girls' head coach and I was working with the boys' head coach, and we needed to figure out gym time. So instead of writing it down and collaborating later, we were able to work actively together on that one sheet that was just able to schedule out gym time, whether it be games or practices. And really, it went from there because as I used it, and it became stronger and more efficient. And I realized I needed to dive into athletics. I was like, oh, that's a great way to organize all of our spaces, all of our games. So it broke into tabs for sports seasons. And then I also have a practice schedule. It works the same way. One sheet with multiple tabs for each of our different practice spaces. And it's a great way. The coaches go in and do that work. They go in, they put their practice times in, they kind of claim their time with some flexibility, but really working together with all the other coaches to claim their space and use it effectively.
Yep. And it goes back to the many hands make light work mentality. But I just wanted from an admin purview. So I was an administrator there under Josh's athletic director leadership. And so, administrators have to pick and choose the games that they're going to supervise. So Josh had them all in a Google Sheet. And I don't know if you could show that or not. I don't know if there's any confidentiality pieces in that, Josh. But I think for principals watching this show, how can my athletic director not only work smarter, not harder for him, but also help me juggle all of these extracurriculars that I need to schedule? So as administrators, Wes Bradley and Mark Webster and myself would go in and pick the games from the sheets and we had color coded them. Like, I think I was like teal or something that best aligned with the openings in our calendar. And then Josh could look from there and make sure that we had coverage at every game. He might not be able to show that, but does that make sense? Just using a simple Google sheet and sharing it with your administrators?
Yes, and I was thinking, Josh, too, that if I'm asking somebody to where they were going to start in this whole process of what you've done, I think I heard you right, that when you said just scheduling even the gym time is a great spot to start. So on a Google sheet. So and that's where you started.
Practice scheduler would be great. The sheets are the most organizational sets of documents. I don't know if you can see my screen here. It's kind of what Heather was talking about. I actually had drop downs, but in this one, it allows you to kind of put in your own. But like we could type in here, it'd be, Heather was going to be here supporting the bowling match at home. And as I share the sheet, other people can interact with it as well. So if I needed the boys basketball coach to confirm opponent, he would go in here and highlight this cell green, saying he emailed out to, the opponent that they're going to be there. And I would, check with officials and make sure they're there. And I know that he would, help find some community support with the gate or concessions and those other things. So it provides everybody to get their hands into the work and communicate and collaborate on planning the games.
And that is such a great idea. So you don't have multiple people thinking that it's on their to-do list because, when you're out and about and you run into people, you can check those off, and instead of having to report back. I love how it's got every single thing, the gate, and you've thought of everything on this sheet, which I know you're going to share willingly with everyone, right?
How everything is like color coded and organized. Like my OCD type A heart is really happy just looking at all of your tabs at the bottom, and just the organizational aspect of this whole thing is incredible. Like code chills. Very good. Love it.
Just some of these other links, you can add links anywhere. And like I said, it can be a deep web of and mesh of all these different pieces that come into play. You can link the Title IX policy here and jump to it. Anybody can click that link and check out, what that means and how it supports our scheduling, whether it be the corresponding dates from year to year. And even our athletic emergency action plans are linked, which are a big part of the planning and support of those game management pieces. That's huge. So it's always there if anybody needs to refer to it.
You've got the Title IX 40%. Do you care to explain what that tab is at the bottom? Just a little bit.
Sorry. We're big Title IX gurus a little bit. As a girls basketball coach, I was a little bit more aware of it, so it's a little bit more of a hot topic. But really, Title IX is, gender equity, and there's some policies that the KHSA keeps that help support, the equity between boys and girls sports. And there's this big, lengthy process. If there's any ADs out there listening, they know. They're shaking their head like, oh, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. And this is a way, just another little worksheet to collaborate. Girls and boys coaches working together to make sure that there's girls games scheduled in prime time. It's required that 40% or more of girls games are scheduled on prime dates, which are Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And then also, we want to get them in the prime time on those prime dates. So we make sure that the boys play first in one game and girls play second, and then we switch it the next time. And then also you see that we're 6 out of 15, 40%.
I just know, and you've probably experienced this, when you have a Title IX audit, this would make your life so much easier when you can just readily have this available for that part of the process of the audit. So I wanted to point that out, and I wanted to see it because this is something that if you are an AD or you are thinking you might be an AD someday, this is something that I would definitely steal off you. I love how you have this, and it's so transparent for everyone and for if that time comes that you need to show what you're doing.
And I wanted to point out also, I've been in a lot of districts and have shared something that we call the demo folder after I leave and show a bunch of templates. And I rarely go into athletics, the athletic folder, but all those districts who are listening who have access to the demo folder that I've shared, if you go into it, all of Josh's systems of efficiency, he has generously shared, and they're in that folder already. So Brooke and Courtney and Elaine, all of you have access already to all of these templates for athletics. So just make sure to take a look at those, and we'll also link them in the show notes as well. Because like I said, Josh has been presenting about this. I know he was at one of our Kentucky Go Digital regionals at GREC, right, Brooke, this past summer in the admin track.
Yes.
And he also presented at Kisti last year, correct, Josh? So he's been slowly like making some noise on Google for athletic management, but I think this show is really going to bring a lot of exposure to how athletic directors, coaches, and principals can use these. So anyways, big shout out to Josh. Thank you for continuing to make some noise on this front for athletics.
We do have a question coming in from YouTube right now. This is from Brent Gibson. He says, is there example of your gym calendar for coaches to schedule practice? Is that something that was in that demo folder, Heather, or is there an example out there?
It's right here, guys. I've got it pulled up. So this is my gym. That's what we call a gym barracks. Everything's got a styled name, but I've got all these different programs that primarily use this facility, and I've got the dates listed. There may be a better way to do this, but I've been using this for a couple of years. Coaches input this data. You can see the last edit was made by Coach Morris 4 hours ago. They're actively using this Armory scheduler. It's all of our armories. It's all our places where we get stronger and house our strengths and our assets. Each team has different spaces, and we use it to fill in the practice schedule. As we mentioned before about the Title IX issues, I actually had the audit, the first audit of this school here at Thomas Nelson, because we're only 6 years old. It was its 5th year in existence. So I had to go through that audit process, and it was actually a little bit, they were still trying to adjust to what I was trying to do. I was like, oh, it's all digital, and they wanted paper copies. So I just printed it just like it was any other document. Of course, it was a lot of paper, but I did what they needed. But once they understand that they can see it all here digitally, they were more, understanding of what's going on with it. But yeah, you in the Title IX report, you have to provide all your different practice spaces and make sure everybody got equal practice time and equal practice spaces. So it was really a crucial tool to help me get through that audit. It made me feel really confident that I was doing what I was supposed to stay organized. And this is the document that, like I said, that's just the gym. There's the field house and the battalion, baseball field, softball field. It also helps communicate practice times to the front office staff who have parents calling and asking, well, I forgot what time practice is. Can you let me know? Our front office leader, she clicks on the game sheet or the scheduler and checks out what time it is and lets them know.
Hey, Josh, what about the living calendar, too, to plug in athletics for the teachers? I'm sure you have that bookmark. Could you show how you contribute to the school's living calendar? That's a very popular system of efficiency that we see emerging across the state for principals. So just talk about your contributions to the living calendar real fast.
I'm trying to pull this up here. The living leader calendar here at our school, you'll see all of our different events on there. And we also copy and paste our athletic events over there too, just to kind of give it one more spot to be seen by everyone. I know every teacher in the building reviews this calendar daily, if not 5 times daily, to see what's going on and what's coming up in the week ahead. We're kind of in a dead spell right now with, winter carrying over into spring, but you can see there was a tennis match starting this week on the 6th. And if I could scroll down momentarily, takes a second to load, you'll see different events there in orange represent student leadership opportunities, that's our athletics. They'll start up real strong March 20th, first weeks of competition, first days of competition for baseball and softball.
So you input those into the calendar. They're always orange because that's part of the key that we used. And so we think about many hands make light work, and this living calendar is a one-stop shop. And so many of the staff members at Thomas Nelson have a piece of it that they input. And so you input in orange all of the athletic games so the teachers are made aware of them, correct?
Yeah. Yes, and actually, we actually use a lot of student leadership to support some of that stuff too. A lot of our students are very strong with these things, and we can kind of work with them. I have a student leader that helps support me in some of this work, and they copy and paste from the game sheet to the living leader calendar that data. You can see 6 o'clock softball game on March 21st versus Taylor County. And then baseball, you can see those. A student leader actually put that in for me. Again, sharing the work and providing student leadership opportunities has really enhanced the work I've been doing as well.
So you have like a senior or a student who has support for athletics as a class period elective or something, and they help input those into the living calendar for you.
Yes, that's correct. That's right.
Very cool. I know you also use Google Forms. We've seen how you use Docs and we've seen how you use Sheets. Sheets is really kind of your main go-to tool for organizing all of these people. I know you use Forms, however, for submitting. Are you going to get to some form stuff? Okay, yeah. I'll hush and let you show some more good stuff. I was thinking about Student Athlete of the Week. I know you've used them for that before.
Yeah, I've got Student Athlete of the Month nominations and voting. I send out a form to receive nominations from teachers and coaches. And like I said, I just copy and paste those coaches and teachers' emails. I just have them in one Google Doc where I can just highlight, copy, paste, send it. It takes a matter of about 15 seconds to open the document, send that out for nominations. Collects on a sheet. I take those nominations and I develop my own form for voting. Put in their Infinite Campus pictures and put in their names and what some of the pieces of the nomination were about, you know, from their coaches and teachers, and I have people vote. I have the coaches and teachers vote. About 60 different leaders vote on our Student Athletes of the Month each month. One girl and one boy are recognized each month. And then we shout them out through different ways on our Facebook, our blog. Yeah, they love it. The slide, it's actually a Google slide. We put their picture and name on, and we put it in our living digital announcements, which are displayed on large screen, flat screen TVs throughout the school.
Hey, Josh, we had a comment come in from YouTube. I just wanted to make sure that I said this on air. This was from Chase Goff, and he said that he just wants to commend you for your work this year with the 5th Region athletic directors, and your leadership. Pushing them to go digital has been a great thing. So big shout out to you, Josh, from Chase Goff, 5th Region represent.
Yeah. Woo-woo. Love Chase. I got to connect with him at a couple of the events. He's really a progressive leader, is really changing things and moving things forward. I like talking to him. He's got some great ideas. So I did have one little piece I was kind of proud of is the team records. They have been a great piece to our athletic department since we're such a school that's early on. Really, a lot of our records and our history are still being made. You know, generals make history every day, but we're still kind of making it, you know, right now. And we got caught up on all of our different teams, and they all have all-time statistical leaders and records that they display in all of their different spaces. We use a Google Sheet to organize it. And then also we share that sheet with an artist professional who turns it into these framed pieces that are in each of their team spaces. Like right now, I'm standing in our girls basketball team room. It's also the volleyball room as well. And they both have their frames up. And they look like this on the slide as well. And it gives something to our kids that really pushes them forward to grow and get better and think about goal setting and really reaching that next level. And it also tells the tale of who we are and where we've been, which is a great part of culture and school building, is people want to see who you are and what you've done over the years to make you who you are. And I think records do that. And I think these sheets have really provided that template for coaches to put in that data and display for their kids to get inspired by.
I just want to put this plug in. I'd love for you to show them that athletic care book, that athletic handbook using Google Slides real quick, Josh. I know like we underestimate how cool that is because, you know, that's just how you all roll there. But I think people would love to see how you all build that collaboratively. Sorry, Courtney. Go ahead, darling.
No, I agree. I was going to say the same thing. How you have it set up and how it's out there. Everyone knows about it in your community and the parents.
Awesome. Don't mind to hit on that at all. It's something I'm kind of leading up. I need to talk to the KHSA about with contracts. But first off, the care book's going to take a second to load. Like I said, it's taking a little bit more to work with today because of the used bandwidth here, but I'm going to try to pull it up here. It's a big document, and it's something, we're really proud of, and it's grown. It used to be a leader handbook, a student athlete handbook, a parent handbook, and then we why not just have one and mesh them together and have the same language so it builds community. So we've worked on that. I did have the print copy with me, but I rolled away from it here, and I was just going to show you guys, just what it was in hand. It's still the same paper things that we can use in the past, but really it gives us this digital opportunity to link and collaborate with, ease of access. You'll see parts of it here. I'll try to go into present mode, but it may take a second. Don't want to overwhelm the system. Really, the athletics care book is just all those different pages in a handbook that help communicate our expectations, our goals, our mission as an athletic department, some of the guidelines we have that we operate by. We also put in videos into those pages. So not only is it just a piece of paper, now it's a digital interactive document. We've got student leaders who talk about each of those, whether it be an expectation or an inspirational mission, or just their perspective on athletics. And we're able to share that with our community, and they're able to interact with it in an easy way at any time that they want. And we're pretty proud of it. We got a few kids in here that are linked in on videos. You can see a letter.
So is that your welcome letter on the second page?
Yeah, that was my welcome letter, and then like a message to the parent, and then a message to the athlete. We have a senior basketball, volleyball player there in a video linked, and she talks a little bit about what athletics is all about. She talks about, what does it mean to, grow every day, commit to a team, full commitment, and what those opportunities really do for you as a student. Someone who's been through sports for 4 years and multiple sports, she's able to talk about that. This is our culture tree around athletics, thinking about how does, our values of connecting, caring, and creating relate to the athletic venues. We connect through athletic programs, and we create through games and community service and rituals and traditions. But it's really like a strong culture built in the roots of what they're doing that really look like the fruit coming out of having sports skills and knowledge, being an active, informed citizen, and having those life skills and high character that prepare you for real world situations. But like that's our culture tree. There's extracurricular policies and visioning. There's one page that demonstrates and displays all of our student organizations and our legacy teams within each team. There's a legacy core that we challenge each coach or a program leader to instill in their programs as a legacy core, a select group of highly focused individuals that want to create a better experience. A list of all of our organizations, encouraging and informing parents how to partner with athletic programs and how they can create the best opportunities for their student athletes. And it goes on and on. There's a lot of different things, and it's in that shared folder, I believe, as an example to see what we're doing. This is one of my favorite pages. ADs can really appreciate this. Really, I took it from the NFHS Learn system that talks about, and I connected it to our value, which is growth mindset. We ask parents to, do these things to think about how they can be a growth mindset focused parent instead of a fixed mindset. So that's another page, is like gift mindset versus fixed mindset. What are the differences? How can we create the best positive experience for our kids? Helping out and connecting with their athletic programs is another part of it. So it's just slowly moving through here too. So I wish I could move a little bit faster. This is just our parent partnership plans here.
Yep, we'll make sure that if it's okay with you that we give access to them in the demo folder. But I just wanted them to see how thoughtful you've been in developing a comprehensive athletic program guide that's very thoughtful with outcomes. And I just think it's pretty special. And all you did was take a Google slide set and customize the settings to make it look like a book. And then also you can share this with other stakeholders and have them help you edit this as well. I'm sure Mr. Bradley's helped you edit this over the years.
Oh, definitely.
So many hands make light work.
For sure.
I'm thinking when you have a kid transfer in, right there, it's easy access for the parent. So let's say you are out, or let's say that you're teaching class as an administrator. I don't have to run and disrupt your class. I have the athletic handbook right there in one place. I'm sure that's accessible on all of your all's blogs. Mm-hmm. It's easy to include that student in. They know immediately what your all's expectations, how the culture and the community all connect right within that one stop shop. So if I'm coming in as a ninth grader or even from another district, it's clear that you all are welcoming and everyone's on the same page with one place. I love it.
Thank you. We like I said, and as Heather said, it's many hands make light work, and it's not just my work. It's been a lot of our teammates here in the building and admin, and a lot of us focused on this. We have 2 assistant athletic directors as well, As I came in as an AD, they added those roles because the capacity is so limited to do all the things that they needed you to do. So I have a great team with, Sean Smith, assistant AD, and Holly Smith, not related. They're great athletic leaders as well that really help keep the work light and really balanced as well.
That next page that says stay informed, those are all links to your social media strategy. Show us that page real quick, Josh. This is pretty cool. Talk a little bit about this.
Well, we have the blog. It's always growing and changing. It's changed shape over the last few years, but you can see an archive of all our posts since day one when we had a different athletic director the first couple of years. It goes all the way back that far, and she transitioned that blog into my hands, and I was able to work with it and move forward. That's one where we link all of our resources, forums, communication, make posts. Right now, I currently have a PDF file of transformational leadership, a piece on really thinking about what does it mean to lead and thinking about your why as a leader. We also have our Facebook. I use it as a social connecting point with parents and the community. And I usually just take whatever I put on the blog and I share it out through my Facebook. I also use Facebook as a way to market and celebrate our student athletes.
And Josh, can I chime in real quick on that? You're thinking of social media strategy. So at Thomas Nelson, when we were thinking about the school Facebook page, what we noticed a lot of times with schools is that all that they would ever post on their school Facebook page would be about athletics. So we really wanted to change that because while athletics is a huge part of school, it's not the only part of school. We're there for academics, and athletics is a piece of kind of the pie, but not the whole pie. So we really pushed our athletic leaders to create their own Facebook presence. Occasionally we would tweet or post about athletics, but really we gave them, charged them with the responsibility to create that online presence because we didn't want our school Facebook page to be solely about athletics. So Josh has done an exceptional job of creating that space on social media to celebrate athletics. And like I said, from time to time, we would pull in athletic posts, big time athletic posts for like regionals or districts. But he did an excellent job with his assistant athletic directors creating that presence. Could you take us to it real quick, Josh?
I was thinking about that. I'll try to do my best here. As I talk about it, as it pulls up, I'll talk a little bit more about it. It really is a unique piece that I've used to do some marketing and really celebrate our student athletes. Sorry for the announcements in the background. Can't escape those. So really social media, I use it to really create this new language and story about the athletic process. Heather, you talked about having that fork off and really just focus on athletics. Now I'm able to tell the real deep story of what athletics is. What does commitment look like? What does it mean to be gritty? What does it mean to be responsible? What does it mean to put in hard work and not just that, but just like shine, shine in those spotlight, those areas where, people don't see, they don't get the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? So, it's really
Josh,
cool to see like this narrative around grit and growth mindset and what does it mean to grow? What does it mean to really commit yourself to a sport and a team and sacrifice for the greater good? Lately, I've been just trying to do some Splice videos. It's an app on the phone. I go out to my practice spaces and I visit with the teams, and I try not to interact too much with them, but I like to just capture the hard work that they're doing. I want to be that little person in the background that's kind of capturing what they're doing. And I try to celebrate that because that's what it's all about. It's about showing up every day and growing, getting better, committing to your teammates that you're going to be there daily, working hard. So that's really important to me. And I think it's really important to our community to see that work and to help those kids grow and focus on those things. Now, a lot of people show up, under the spotlights and see the kids play in the arenas and they did really well, but nobody knows the work that went on behind the scenes to get there. And I think shedding some light on that story will be just as powerful, for our community and for those kids to create the best sport experiences. I'm trying to figure out how you can see this.
It's okay. If it won't load, Josh, we can just put a link to the Facebook page in the show notes.
I was just about to jump in anyway with a comment while you're working on that to load. But Chase Goff has left you another super sweet comment here on the YouTube live chat that I want to mention. He says that he thinks the AD is one of the most underappreciated roles in a school, and that you have really taken the work to the next level. And I agree. And one thing that I love that you guys at Thomas Nelson just do an exceptional job of is, telling your story. And I think it's so cool to see that, it's not, you're not just showing the kids who are scoring all the points at a game, you're showing the work that they're putting in. Like that video right now that's playing on your Facebook page. Like that is so cool. And that is such an important part of the athletic story as a whole. So I love it so much.
Yeah, I'm really just excited to keep growing this and figure out how I can create the best positive sport experiences for our kiddos here. This is just one video I shot of the softball team. They were indoors, bad weather, so they're still working. They're still grinding every day. You can see everybody's moving, everybody's hitting, getting better. I'm just really proud of their work. I'm trying to do it more and more often, but time limits are there, where you can't get them all in, but you try to. That's just one of them. One of the posts I make. You can see parents commenting here and things like that. So it's pretty cool to see how it brings in community. A lot of communities.
Well, I was just about to say, I turned on my personal Facebook on Lincoln Trail Elementary is where my kids go to school. And I turn on notifications for that particular page on Facebook because, listen, I don't want to miss a post that might or might not have my child in it. I mean, like I get notifications all the time that are completely irrelevant, but I don't want to miss seeing my kid being celebrated. And so I think that's really powerful as to what you're doing here on this page by showcasing them in all of these different, different arenas and practices and, celebrating the kids is what it's all about. And I mean, just speaking from a parent perspective, please believe we love seeing our babies on the internet. I'm just saying.
I think it's awesome too that you showcase, because as a former coach back in the day, you don't see the 6 a.m. practices and you don't see the getting in from a game at 11 o'clock. And I think showing just snippets of the time and the dedication of coaches and the managers and the athletic directors, and then these kids, that they are student athletes, but athletics takes up a lot of time. And to let them see what they're sacrificing for the pride of that community, to put their name of that community on their chest. I love the Splice videos. I think that is helps bring a community together to see the sacrifices and it not just be, oh, well, they just roll out the ball at 6:30 and we cheer for them and they go home. If it was that easy, everyone would do it. So kudos to you showing the different aspects and the hard work and why these kids and these coaches should be respected.
Thank you. I really enjoy getting out in those spaces too, because it helps me grow as an athletic director. I had a pretty good idea what all the sports were, but it's not until you get in those spaces and you're down in the trenches with them, and sometimes on game day and game nights, and you're learning more and more about those integral parts of the sport and the planning, and you're like, oh wow, they had to do that. Okay, this is really interesting. I'd been a girls basketball coach in the past, but I also had some track and field experience, and I played football in high school, and but just seeing some of these other sports and what they are doing and how they're doing it is really powerful, and it inspires me to kind of keep showing that's what's meaningful. And
so, Josh, I know the arsenal of tools that you have been leveraging, and I know that today our viewers have only seen a sneak peek of, it's like peeling back layers of an onion. I mean, you have created so many masterful systems of efficiency to lead your athletic program at Thomas Nelson. And I'm glad we got to touch on the social media component as well, because when Brooke started talking about parents wanting to see their kids, I got cold chills and got a little teary. That is such a huge piece of promotion and celebration of a school story, whether it's athletics or FFA or whatever the case may be. And what you've done through social media is you've given the community a window inside the athletic programs, and you've let them become a part of the narrative. So I just wanted to say, we hopefully will get to see you at some Kentucky Go Digital regionals this summer. And you really have been a pioneer and leader in digital tools for athletic management. And I just want to say, I got to work with you, and just how proud I am of your work as a coach and a teacher, athletic director, and you've just really served as a model for your peers and for the young people at Thomas Nelson High School. And so I'm very proud. I'm a big fan of yours, and I'm so thankful to have you on this show. And the ladies that you don't see are behind the scenes, but they're all texting saying, "Oh my gosh, she's the real deal." And so for other people to see what I've always known, it's just very special to me. So thanks for everything you do, and I think you will continue to be perceived as a leader for athletic directors across the state. Kudos to you, dear friend.
Thanks, Heather. I appreciate it. It wasn't a few years ago that you were my coach, and I appreciate what you've pushed me to grow and to learn. And I know it's been a big part of it's been because of your leadership, and I appreciate the coaching that you've given me. When we talk about athletic coaches, it doesn't matter what kind of coach you are. Heather, you've been a great coach for me. It really pushed me to grow. And if I remember some really good conversations that really pushed me forward to really think about, what did I want to create and what kind of experience I wanted to create, while I'm here at Thomas Nelson. And I appreciate everything you've done for me and the opportunity that all of you all have given me to be on a great show. I guess that's what it's called, is like a little live stream. I tried to get the word out to some other ADs and some friends of mine. I've been trying to get them to consider like what I'm talking about. So this will be another avenue that they can use that. And I appreciate you guys giving me that opportunity.
This is so sweet. I feel like I need to get out a box of tissues and like turn on some like Kenny G or something. Like this is such a little special moment we're having here. Yeah. So let me break it up with a little humor here. I will tell you, Josh, that I have sent out an email to your athletic management demo folder within this 30 minutes that we've been talking. Like my email has blown up. Like, give me all the stuff. Like people don't even want to wait for us to post the show. They want your stuff like right now. So, so excellent job. I'm really excited to be able to have all of, your wealth of knowledge and information housed on Kentucky Go Digital. And yes, you can call us the show. We're totally a show. Baby. We are a show.
Awesome. I appreciate the opportunity. I hope to pair and partner with some more experienced ADs. Really, I've only been in this 2 years of athletic leadership. There's some great ADs in the 5th region I hope to partner with, and hopefully I can take this and get it on their wealth of knowledge and how I can grow to be a better system and some things I haven't considered yet. So I can't wait to get their feedback. I was kind of afraid that it would blow up, but also kind of hopeful that it would blow up a little bit. I just didn't know how I was going to be able to manage it. So I hope I can give them any kind of feedback or support that they need. So just direct them my way too if they have any other questions or issues or feedback. I love feedback. So,
and that's what's great is you have this tool set or these resources that if you get connected and through everything that you're doing, when you connect with these other athletic directors and they're saying, hey, this is a problem, you can come in and say, hey, why don't we do this? I mean, you're like the poster child of create, connect, and share. I mean, you're like everything that we are trying to do and what we stand, to do in the state. And if I'm an athletic director, I'm going to already be emailing you and saying, hey, guess what? I can totally connect with some things that I need you to help me with. So, and I know we've talked about a ton of tools in the show. Elaine, do you want to talk about some of the things that we're going to have as the companion videos? If there's enough time?
Absolutely. Okay, Courtney. So what Josh talked to us about, we can definitely have his slides are going to be in the resources, and then the bulk of his slides and all the different types of tools that he was using. But we also have to assist with all that are the companion create videos on the channel. So if you need help with creating a Google Sheet, or creating a blog like he showed earlier in there, just check out the videos on the create and the companion videos that will be linked in as well in the resources.
Awesome. And Brooke, I know that there are so many ways to connect. So I know we have this show, but there's other ways. You care to share with everyone how everyone can connect to learn more about Kentucky Go Digital?
Absolutely. So the first thing is we want you to subscribe to our channel. Google Chrome does a really nice job when you subscribe to YouTube of sending little alerts in your browser whenever we do go live. If you're unable to watch us live, typically we're live around 11 or 1:30, 1-ish. But if you're unable to watch live, you can always watch on demand because Google Chrome also sends you a nice little email reminder when we archive the episode. So there's lots of ways by just hitting the subscribe button to stay connected with that. And so just like Elaine said, the create videos, they house all of our companion videos to all of our episodes too. So you can most definitely link up to the videos that go with the tools discussed in that episode. So just like she said with Josh talking about so many different pieces to his athletic management system, there are a ton of companion videos already listed on that create playlist. So definitely check that out. And also, if you are in the Facebook land, be sure to connect with us there on Facebook. We are just Kentucky Go Digital on Facebook. So you can search us or you can type in facebook.com/KY Go Digital. And as always, you can follow us on our hashtag on Twitter. So hashtag KY Go Digital. And you guys, I don't know, it's going to be pretty exciting week to follow the Kentucky Go Digital hashtag because we've got some fun events coming up. And so be sure to check out all of those different ways so we can create, connect, and share together because it's going to be an exciting week, y'all.
Heather, I know that Brooke talked about a lot of digital. What about the face-to-face, like everything we have planned? What about the face-to-face?
So it's a fun summer tour, the Kentucky Go Digital Summer Tour. We're going to be rocking it out. We actually want to get through Kisty first. Like Brooke said, this is a very exciting week. So we have some fun stuff planned. We actually have a Kentucky Go Digital Live Kisty special edition coming up this Thursday. So you'll see more about that on the Kisty 18 hashtag and the Kentucky Go Digital hashtag. And then after Kisty, we'll be rolling out that Google form that everyone can use to register for I think there's 6 Kentucky Go Digital regionals this summer. They're all free. They showcase spectacular leaders like Josh Whitehouse, and many other regional Kentucky Go Digital leaders from across the state. So be on the lookout for that soon.
All right, guys, that wraps up another awesome episode. And as you continue to create, make sure that you connect and share to the Kentucky Go Digital hashtag, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Get involved with Kentucky Go Digital. Attend regional events, like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on Twitter.